Alright guys, welcome back to our very first updated ProPresenter training video. This is going to be the first in a series of training videos that are going to go much more in depth with ProPresenter and also Jans Vista, but this one will be for ProPresenter specifically, and that's just because we want to equip you guys. And I know there's been a lot of specific issues that have arisen that sometimes we don't know how to solve, or we don't know how to do lyrics well, or we don't know how to import lyrics, or something's missing. And so my goal with this is to equip you guys to be the best and to be able to do your serve or wherever you area you serve in with excellence. Because when we come with excellence in what we do, we are leading people into an experience with God, and that way they're able to encounter His presence, and that we can enhance that experience and encounter. And that's what being on the pro team is all about. And I want to be able to do that and equip you all to do that. So that's what this is all about. I want to help you solve those issues, and that way we can better allocate our time during rehearsals, on Sunday mornings, getting stuff ready. That way we can just have fun and enjoy the time that we have, and do everything great, not for men, but for the Lord. That's what we're all about. So this is going to be the first in that video, and I'm excited too, because we've got a lot of cool things coming. And if you are one of our new DC3 Pro team leaders, this video is going to be so important for you. So make sure you check these out. Make sure you're watching these videos so that you can better navigate and help lead. And I appreciate you guys so much for everything you do, both as leaders and as team volunteers. So let's jump right into it. What you're going to do first is, as soon as you come to the computer, you're going to look for this little icon here. That's your ProPresenter icon, the orange box with a couple of little boxes in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and press that little icon. And I apologize in advance because this computer is not the fastest computer, and so I'm recording while using ProPresenter, which is a pretty processing heavy program. So I apologize for the slowness now, but while we do that, that's going to load up. I'm going to grab one thing before we get started. I'm going to throw it up. Alright, should be coming any minute now. And there we go. So you're going to notice that this screen pops up. ProPresenter starts coming. Now you notice there's an update popping up. So we are in ProPresenter 7.7. Now we're going to skip this version for now. We don't use the upgraded ProPresenter for now. We're just going to stick with version 7.7. But if we do update ProPresenter, I will be updating you guys on how to run it and how to do any of the new updates that might come with 7.8. But for now, we're going to focus on 7.7 and basic navigation. This video is going to be all about the basic navigation of ProPresenter, and nothing too in-depth, but what you'll need to know to best set you up for success. So, important things you need to know. First, we're going to start at the very top. You've got your search bar here. You're able to search the library contents in Song Select. So, your library contents are any presentation, there are songs, there are... those are the biggest ones, are the presentation and the songs. So like the pre-service presentations, the pre-service slides, post-service presentation, welcome presentations, and stuff like that will all be in a library. And if you notice, as when I press this, you can search our library specifically, and here's a bunch of songs, our discovery sessions. You can see anything you might need to import right here. And now we will go to, if you look over here, Song Select is our how we import lyrics. So, for example, we have a song called What I See This Week by Elevation. So, for example, if I need to import the lyrics, and I'll show you guys how to do that on a separate video, I can just type in What I See, press enter, and it pops. You see a bunch of songs pop up. So I need to find a specific one that has the lyrics. So Come Alive, Wake Up Sleeper. Those are the lyrics I'm looking for. So I know that this is the song. But you can look up any songs we might need to find. So we're gonna exit out of that. So that's the search bar up here. Text you don't need to worry about. That's just honestly, I don't even know too much about the text. But it's not really a relevant theme that we use, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Now, themes are very, very important, and they'll be important for the future. I'll kind of show you guys how to create a theme. I'll show you guys how we create our message themes, as well as a worship lyric theme, and how to also retheme items when you import songs and all that fun stuff. But again, that'll be at a later date. So we will, that'll be at a later date. Now I'll show you how to do those themes. But right now it's just basic navigation. So now you have the show button up top. Now this little bar row of items, these three here, the show, edit, and reflow, are big for presentations. So we're going to go into one of our songs. So if you scroll, but real quick, before we do that, actually, I want to show you this little box here. The library and playlist box. Now this is where you'll keep all of the libraries, which houses our presentations. So for example, we have a library for 212 that has a bunch of 212 presentations. Christmas specifically, when we do our Christmas stuff. Here's a library full of our songs. So all the songs we might do on a weekend. We've got our discovery session library, our message library, special events which is funerals and weddings and stuff like that, and as well as our service elements, which houses all of our post-service, pre-service slides, and a bunch of other stuff we'll use for a weekend. Now, when you finish scrolling through the libraries, you will find the playlists. Now, the playlists are where you put the presentations. They're the orders of service, where you put the songs, what your presentations you're going to use. You can put headers, but typically what we do is we have ProPresenter hooked or linked to Planning Center. So we are able to import Planning Center services into ProPresenter. So if you look here, here's our March 20th plan, and you'll notice, you'll see if you look on Planning Center, you'll see that all this matches up with the plan. So it makes it really easy for importing, for adding stuff. That way I don't have to go in and create a whole playlist. So really, I'll just show you real quick. You'll see up above, you'll see a plus arrow, or plus button. You can add a new library. You can add a new presentation. You can add a playlist. You can make a new playlist folder. So, for example, I could go in and create a new playlist folder. I'm actually going to do this now. That's actually a good idea. We're going to rename this Weekend Services, and I can put all of our weekend services into our excuse me. Excuse me. Woo! That was a big one. All of our weekend service into this folder. So now you can find the weekend service with ease. Not looking for since we have all this stuff, we can just find it a lot easier. So yeah, there's that. I'll touch on that later. And then you also have Planning Center service. So if I click on the Planning Center service, you'll notice that this select the plan pops up. So currently, again, we're linked to Planning Center. So if I want to import a plan, for example, this weekend's, I'll go to Punta Gorda. I'll come to DC3 Creative Arts underneath, and this is the same for, let me clarify, this is the same for Northport and Punta Gorda. So the way we do things here in Punta Gorda is the same way that we do things in Northport. There might be a little different in how, what goes in message notes, how song lyrics are themed, but I can show you all that in a bit. The same processes apply in how you create themes and stuff like that. It's all the same across the board. It may just look a little different. Okay, so we're going to find our Punta Gorda campus, DC3 Creative Arts, DC3 PG, and you'll see disengage real relationship March 20th, and then you'll press it and then press select, and it'll import the plan. Now the cool thing about ProPresenter is that it locates presentations and items that are already in your plan, that are already in it, and will import it into, and will match it up to the planning center items. Now it won't do that with all of them, so sometimes you have to search for them. So real quick, I'll show you just a basic overview of how to import something as well, since we're in the navigation and it's a fairly simplistic thing to do. So for like example, post service won't always be in, usually it's not put in, right? So a couple things you can do is you can go into the service elements library, find post service, and you can't press it, otherwise it'll come to the post service presentation for editing. What you want to do is you want to press it. I'm going to move this down so it's in order. Then I'm going to go to post service. So it actually already updated again. But we're going to, if you ever need to get rid of something, for example, or something's not in the right spot, you just go, you press this part right here. Then you're going to press unlink. And that'll unlink that from there. So now what we can do is we can go back into our library. We'll go to service elements. We're going to click and drag the post service into this here. Click and drag. And there we go. So now post service is imported. Now there's a lot easier way that I found to do this. So we're going to unlink. Now what you can do is, if you notice, 7.7 added a feature where you can import a file. You can import attachments right from your computer. You can import new presentation. You can create a brand new presentation. You can import files straight from your computer. And I'll load here in just a second. So any from your downloads, you can import stuff. And also, you can use the magnifying glass, the search bar, right here. So I can search right here on the library. If I press the library tab here, it'll already have search post service. And I can just come right in here, press post service, and just press link. And you're already in there. So you've got your slides already in there. Now, if you need to make sure the slides are in there, what you need to do is press the magnifying glass, press post, and press this little button right here, and you'll see all the slides. And you'll press link. And there you go. And then you've linked it up, and you can do that for every song, every which doesn't get uploaded in there. Now, if we look, again, you've got your order of service right here, which is when you press a playlist, obviously these change depending on what's in your playlist. You also, if you're linked to Planning Center, what's cool is you can press an update, and it'll update your videos. It'll update the plan if things are added. So if you ever see update available, make sure you go ahead and press this, because you never know what might have got added or changed. Now you see that info video with timer got imported. We don't need that, so we're going to go to press video, info video, and press on link. And that should be good there. So soul search, we're no longer in soul search, so I'm going to go and unlink this as well. And so we're just going to clean it up for when I get the message in the video. So that's good there. And then next, underneath this, we have, I want to notice too, you can import files and attachments here as well that you have downloaded. Also, you can add things. You can add a header, which are these, and you can also add placeholders, which is these little items right here. That's called a placeholder. You can also add them if you wanted to, if you need to add a song to reprise, you could add a song to reprise or something like that to click and drag. Okay. And also you can filter and search things that way. So I could look post-service and it would find post-service items and such like that. Alright, so next underneath we have the media bin. The media bin is where you find all your videos, your slides, your bumper videos, info videos that you might need for a weekend. If you notice, you'll see special events, which is funerals and weddings and such. Our discovery sessions, which have our discovery session slides. We've got our weekend library, or media bin, which has our bumper videos, info, weekends, series graphics, slides, all the fun stuff. And then we also have a 212 folder. So you'll typically be using the weekend videos. So if any bumper videos you might need, you can click and drag or into the items just like you would with a song or a presentation. You can find the info videos. So you'll come here and find the info videos when you need to click and drag it in. They'll be named the week of, so we currently don't have the 20th. We also have the weekend videos that might be different outside of info or the bumpers. We have our slides for the presentations, which will change. For example, the memory verse. We also have our welcome and closing lower thirds. So this is where you'll find all the stuff. It'll be in order. Again, I'll show you how to import if we get new things, import slides and graphics and stuff like that as well. But again, this is just basic navigation. Now we move over to the right side of the screen. But first I want to show you the show and edit and reflow editors have to do with typically with the library, especially with songs and messages. You'll be using them a lot. So for example, let's go to a live. So right now we're in the show portion of the three here. So if you notice, I can press it because I'm showing here on the right screen. Now what happens when I go into the excuse me, the edit tab right here is you'll notice I go into almost a PowerPoint type editor. Now this is where you can edit what you edit where the lyrics go, where they can go on the screen. So for example, I can move the box on this one if I wanted to around. I can move it on different portions wherever I want to move it. But currently I'm just going to keep it in the middle. But you can do this for separate slides. Now themes are a little bit different because themes you create, it's a template for the lyrics to import, and you import them and they format to that theme. They'll format to the way you have the lyrics in the slides, and they'll format to how you want them. And again, I'll show you how to do all that in a later video. But you'll notice here's all the stuff. You can make shadows, which kind of shadow the lyrics. You can change the size of the text. You can do all that fun stuff. The build, which is fades in and outs and stuff like that. We don't need to worry about all that. For now, that'll all be in a separate kind of video. Now, if you notice, the next one, which is one of my favorites, is the reflow editor. The reflow editor is great for editing songs and messages. So, for example, if you wanted to split these lyrics, I lost a broken heart, you pick me up and set apart, you can just go ahead and press Option Return when you're on this line, and then it automatically separates. So you don't need to do that on the edit slides at all. This is a super easy way to quick edit lyrics and such like that. And if I press the backspace, you'll notice they combine now. So if I press the backspace here, you'll notice that these two slides 1, 2, and 3 just combine together. So now if I press Option, you'll notice that an extra slide is added. And then they're separated again. So super cool, super easy way to do that. And I will show you how to use it when we create a song. So then I'm going to clear that. So that's it for those 3 tabs. We're going to go back to our disengaged series. We're just going to press one songs here. Now, if you look on the right of the screen, you'll see here's where you see your videos, whatever's going up on the main screen. You can also switch to look at the stage display, what the singers and people are saying here. You also will see your audience. If it's greenlit, that means the audience screen is on, which is our iMag on the front. If the stage is green, which is our stage display, which is what the singers and speaker will look at there. Now, if you notice these, I'm going to switch this back to the iMag. If you notice on the right side here, these are different layers. So ProPresenter is made up of different layers that go over as media. So you've got your audio, like MP3s. You've got messages, which we won't need to worry about. These we don't need to worry about too much. These are announcements, props, messages that you can send out. But then you've got your clear slide, which is one of these. And you've also got the media, which is for like these graphics, for example, down here in the media bin. You also have a video input, but we don't use video inputs. Now you'll see that we have 3 different tabs here. One of these is your video tab. So this is to show you how long a video is playing, right? And then you've got one for the announcement, which we don't worry about too much. And then we also have one for the MP3, so like the pre-service loop. So for example, here's our pre-service loop. So I'm going to press this, and you'll see that a timer starts. So it's counting down like this is just the video length. So I can skip ahead 15 seconds here using this. I can skip back 15 seconds. I can pause it or play it. Or I can go and skip 30 seconds to the end of when this video will end, which is good for like rehearsals or when you're doing editing and stuff like that. So now I'm going to use clear all, which we will typically use. Clear all, you won't typically clear certain layers. You typically just clear all the layers at one time. Now, you'll see a couple tabs here. These are just basic tabs. So you see this is the audio tab, where you can create, where we'll have our, I'm going to call this pre-service playlist. I do need to name this service playlists. So you'll see that, and you'll see our item, our MP3 here, and I'll show you how to click and drag and drop MP3s in. We also have special events, which is wedding stuff as well. And then we've got all that stuff. So the next tab is the stage display. So you can create different stage display. You can send out stage messages. You've got our counters. So you can set our pre-service countdowns that are linked in certain themes. You can change the timer here. How long? 15 minutes is our typical. You've got messages, which you can send to different computers and stuff like that. You've got props, and you also have macros, which is something you don't need to worry about, but I want to look at designing those in the future. And that is about it. You've got specific ones for songs. So if you look at songs, you'll see that there are specific navigations for that. This is a, if you look at our pre-service timer, or pre-service slides, you'll see that we have, this is a transition. So this tells how soon, if you look, this tells how soon a slide will switch. So if you look, should say, so I'm looking for where it'll tell you. So right here, at the advanced tab, this shows how soon it takes 10 seconds for it to advance the next slide. Now you could put it on each as a go to next timer, but it's better just to use the navigation up here, because it's a slideshow. So you create the slideshow. You also have operator notes. So this will be notes for you guys if we need to, if I need to give you a note. We also have for songs, you'll see that there are specific groups, but you'll see that more for songs. So if I go to a specific song, I press the 3 tab here, you'll notice that it's split by intro, verse 2, chorus 1, and you'll notice there are different arrangements for it. So here's the master arrangement. Now, when you're on a song, you'll always want to make sure that you are changing the arrangement. So you want to make sure you're on the DC3 standard arrangement, because the master arrangement won't be a specific order. You want to make sure you're on the DC3 standard or arrangements. And again, I'll show you how to make arrangements in a later video. You also have, you can link audio files, which is pretty cool, audio tracks, and then you've got some other cool features here as well. This is fades. You can make transitions, how different it'll transition to slides and all that fun stuff. So we'll clear that because we don't need that media and stuff. And just a couple other features. You'll see this is this changes the text, so you just see text and not media. And you can also have lines, so it'll show a different. It'll show up and down the slides if you like an up and down view. Or you've got this here, and this changes the size of the slides. Right, so you can make them smaller, you can make them larger, however you feel like you need it. And then this is a fade time down here in the media bin. This is shuffle, and this is like a fade time. You can do the same thing here. You can see media bin like this or enlarged. It's really up to however you want to do it. And yeah, that's about it for that pre-service. That's just the a header that tells you where we're at. And yeah, that's about it for the navigation of purpose. Oh, one more thing, actually, I need to remember. Importing the timer for people for Planning Center. Because we're linked to Planning Center, there's Planning Center Live, which is kind of a timer for people to, for speakers to have and such like that. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to Planning Center. We're going to want to go to, for either Northport or Punta Gorda, it doesn't matter. You'll want to go to this little, this tab will open up. If you want to control the timer, you can press take control, and then you can take notes. You can send it out to anybody who's using Planning Center. But in order to get this, we normally use this for a speaker timer. Now to get this, we need to press this little icon right here. Go to Punta Gorda. We're going to press DC3 Creative Arts. Right here. This is the same for Northport. If you're in Northport, you do the same option, but find Northport campus. Then we'll press Disengage Relationships, and it'll pop up, and you'll see that it changes for the, and then it has the 8:45 service. Now it's counting down 4 days, obviously, because we start in 4 days. So that's that. Just make sure if that's one thing you want to check when you come in, and make sure that that's good for that. Okay, and that is the basic navigation of ProPresenter. So like I said, we'll get into a more in-depth study of it at a later date. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I am so excited for what God's going to do in the season and what He's got coming. So thank you all for serving. You all are amazing, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you soon. And I'm excited for bringing that encounter and leading people into that encounter and experience with Jesus. So thank you guys. Love you all. Have a great rest of your night. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share these videos as well.